Welcome to Rebel Rock. This is a weekly show, a hangout. We talk rock and roll. We talk about music we're finding. This week, I'm joined by Nick Grandchamp in the middle.
What's up,
And
guys?
on the end, we have Richard Brian Kahn. And joining us in a little while is Hardcore Dave.
Oh, hardcore.
The one, the only Hardcore Dave.
Because this
Hardcore
week
Dave.
we're gonna be doing something fun. We have me and RBK did a trade, so we're gonna go over some of that, some of those details, and we're also gonna go over some musical artists that are outsiders. We're gonna highlight a few of ours that we thought about right away, and we're able to kind of come up with. I mean, the list could go on and on, but we're gonna wait until a little bit later in the episode to talk about outsiders.
Yes.
I think if anything, why don't we say hello to GW? Hello,
GW. Love you, buddy.
Yeah. Why don't we talk about this? Why don't we talk about this trade right away, RBK?
Good trade. What'd you think?
I thought it was great because once again, I had forgotten about a lot of the stuff that you had set aside.
Yeah, me too. It was great. I spent, pretty much like Sunday listening to stuff. So I was like, yeah, it was good. A lot of cool stuff you sent me. I'm stoked.
Well,
my wife enjoyed a lot of them too.
See, that's a plus. I figured, throw in some stuff, make the wife happy. So she's like, it's okay to have all this fucking junk in the house. And I'm glad. What do you want? So we got like 10 items we're going to go through quick and kind of just highlight what we traded and how it all went down. So if you want to show a couple pieces and then, I'll do some.
So I'm really happy that you sent me this.
Oh, that's cool.
With the poster.
With the poster.
That's really cool.
I like that too. That white zombie stuff's on the back. Cool. Yeah, I bought this, whatever age I was, 13, 14, 15, I don't remember. But I did buy this, and it was cool. I remember taking this home and reading every page. It's pretty funny that Pink Floyd's on the cover for the punk thing. Because they all, especially Sex Pistols, they hated Pink Floyd.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Pink Floyd sucks t-shirts back then.
That's a pretty iconic issue right there for certain.
Man, I was stoked. And it had the Jimmy Page poster in it.
Oh yeah, he looks cool right there too.
I don't remember if I put that up in my room or anything, but I might have. So you got About a Girl.
Oh, Nirvana.
I mean, you could figure it out probably by yourself. You don't need really.
You probably didn't need the tab.
Yeah. Gallows Pole, you probably needed a tab, but that's like a song I don't really care for. It was cool, Dream Theater, so that's an instrumental by them, and I actually tried to learn that whole thing because of this magazine. So
you said you tried.
Yeah, I could probably play like the first minute or two of it, but I can't. Once they start soloing stuff, I'm gone. But the actual like beginning part of it, I learned how to play.
Grandchamp, you couldn't play that shit, could you?
Listen. No, I couldn't. That's just what crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy stuff. So,
what's the Kenny? That's okay. But still, thank you so much for sending it.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you were pumped about that.
I think this belonged to somebody.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Right here.
Hey.
So beautiful.
I'm loving it. Yeah, man. It came straight from Rutland, Vermont, from the Goodwill. So there you go.
That shit is hard. Thank you. Well, this is like my third, but I'll put these together. Oh yeah, bro.
You're right. Like MOD cassettes, you don't see.
Or the Rage.
No,
No,
I
guess
don't
you
see
don't
it.
see that album very often.
You really don't see the.
Never. I never see Rage stuff. But on cassette.
Yeah, right up your alley. I figured that you'd dig those.
You never see the Rage stuff.
Those are sexy. You want to show 3, or you want me to?
Yeah. I'll pop in real quick. The first one is the last of the Red Hot Burritos. And this is the Flying Burrito Brothers.
Nice.
If I can get the glare off here. This was the 4th album by the Flying Burrito Brothers, and it has one original member, and it's not very good, but at the same time, you never come across it. So I thought that was really cool. It made me happy. Americana music, folk rock kind of stuff. Good stuff. This is Devils and Dust, Bruce Springsteen album.
Nice.
But what's so cool about it? It's the dual disc. So it has some like live performance stuff, and it has the it's the weird shape. Richard Brian Kahn seems to find these out in the wild all the time. So I think I have at least 1 or 2 others that you've sent me before from Springsteen. So I love it.
Find his stuff a lot.
The soundtrack for Glory Days.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think was that featured on the show before, like on the Rebel Rock before? Did I see?
Yeah, Richard Brian Kahn had found this, and I was like, "Oh, are you kidding me?" I remember seeing this.
I remember that.
Yeah, because it has the Vandals on it, Bouncing Souls, Mr. T Experience, No Effects, Assorted Jelly Beans, Hepcat, Tilt, Sublime. This movie was
Assorted Jelly Beans.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, that band. Assorted. Yeah. Wow. I haven't heard that name.
So
it's been a while. Holy crap. Wow.
Those are the first 3 right there.
That's pretty cool.
Eye. Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, what?
I've never seen that CD before. I was stoked to find it, to be honest.
You don't really see the movie on DVD very often either.
I came across a lot of movie soundtracks. A lot of them are still there. I mean, you say any movie, like it's there, but it's more like none of them are really like there's Desperado and like Austin Powers, like Sleepless in Seattle. It's like, but then it was like every movie I've never even seen before, and all their soundtracks. But mainly it's all just like score music. But it's cool to find ones that actually have bands that they use, like the whole. Those are the ones I got.
Yeah. What else? What else we got here in this trade?
Well, you made me Randy. You sent me these. I'm very happy about.
Nice.
Oh, those 9-inch nails. See, I grab those every time, thinking that maybe you would need them, because I don't love 9-inch nails. I respect them, but don't love them. So.
I had this. My dog chewed up the case. I still had the CDs and the manual. Just that you found this, and these CDs are in like perfect shape, so super happy. So I like all the sides where they have the halo numbers. I'm trying to get all that. So I have this on vinyl too, but this is cool because it's like the original one. So, super stoked on that. Thank you, dude.
Now, do you do like RBK? Do you do like Dan, where if you have it on CD or if you have it on vinyl, you can't have it on CD, or you just like both?
I kind of want to get all the. I mainly collect 9-inch nails on CD, but I do have all the vinyls they put out, since CD format, went down. So I have pretty much everything I want. Like there are albums by them I don't want. I don't like it. Like they put out an album called Bad Witch, I think in 2019. I don't like it at all. So I haven't gotten that one yet. This is amazing. Really good. Kasami Washington.
Yeah, so that was one of those. Welcome, Dave. Dave is here. Hardcore
Dave.
What's up, guys?
Hardcore Dave is in the house. What's up, buddy? It's good to see you, man.
Good to see you as well.
So
How's it going,
Dave,
brother?
we're just going through this trade that me and Richard Brian Kahn did real quick before we get to the headliner of tonight's episode, which is the outsider musician. So we're just gonna keep doing this real quick. Just hang out with us here for the next couple minutes. Yeah, Richard Brian Kahn. So that was an album that's like psychedelic, cosmic jazz, funk, soul stuff.
I mean, it just sounds like straight up old school, like Miles Davis, John Coltrane type stuff. Very old school and very modern mix. I mean, it's very easy to listen to. So, I mean, they're doing it all right, but there's 3 CDs, so this is like 2.5 hours of music. It's great, really cool. I was looking this up on vinyl. There's like a 3 LP version of this, and this is all from Europe. Like this isn't from America. So you found like this is a European CD.
Oh, no kidding. All right. So we did good.
Yeah, I guess his stuff isn't out here.
And you didn't even ask for that. I forced you to take that.
No. And when I opened it in the box, I was like, wow, like, oh, I kind of remember him sending me a picture of that, but I had no idea what it was at the time. Yeah, it's great. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Tupac. You didn't have that album.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I don't know any of these songs. And I was looking at the date because I figured it was like stuff they put out like maybe years later, but this came out in 97. Yeah, 97. So this was
I have
when
no idea what that
died.
is.
He died, and they were putting out like anything he had that they could at that point. I think his mom put all this out, so it's kind of cool. It's on a different label. It's not like on Death Row or anything. So pretty cool. I didn't even listen to it.
Awesome.
To be honest, I wasn't into Tupac at all, like when he died back then. I got into him later. And I was like, man, he's actually pretty good. I didn't really realize it because I didn't really pay attention. Dave gone?
I was never a Tupac fan either, really. I like a couple singles, and that's about it. Oh, what do we got there? That I sent you the St. Vincent record.
This surprised me. I really dug this. I've never really listened. There's a song on here that I did recognize that I have heard. So it's probably like the third track in or something. Prince Johnny or Birth in the River.
Dave, you know St. Vincent, right?
Yeah.
You a fan?
I haven't really. I mean, I like what I've heard. I haven't really listened to them or her that much. I mean, she was big like 10 years ago, right?
Yeah, pretty much. That's when she kind of exploded onto the scene.
I think that was her big album because she had a few albums before that. I didn't even realize she had albums. Probably 4 albums before that one. But I never see her stuff.
Yeah, that's the first time I've seen it in the wild too.
What you got? You got any more?
Yeah, I got some more real quick here. We got this first solo Rick Danko album after the band dissolved and he kind of started up his own thing. And we went over this. This is it's a tough one to come by. Even the CD is pretty expensive, so awesome. I'm pumped on this. I can't wait to rock it. I rocked it years ago when I downloaded it off of whatever site that I could find it.
Yeah. I love his name too.
Yeah, I love everything about Rick Danko. Uncle Tupelo. This album, I believe, is the last album they released before it kind of all exploded on them, and they kind of split up and did their own 2 bands out of pretty much went into Wilco, and then why am I blanking the other band? Dave.
Sunvolt.
Sunvolt, that's right.
Yeah. Who do you like better, Sunvolt or Wilco?
Wilco, 100%. 100%. But this album's great. I had it years ago, so it's awesome to have it back again. Pumped about that. Easily in my top 10 favorite hip hop albums of all time. This first Kid Cudi, Man on the Moon. I guess there's 3 of these now, but this is the first one. And perfect way to mix kind of psychedelic and hip hop together and have this kind of story arc going. I love it. Love it. First time I heard it, I loved it. Still love it.
Awesome.
Is that
Yep.
like 90s stuff?
No, that would have been like 2010.
Sick.
2010. You
Yeah.
know?
Within the past 10 years.
Yeah, I was washing dishes when that album came out because I used to bump it every night at the end of the shift, closing up. So it holds a soft spot in my heart. A couple more items here, real quick. You sent this
Yeah,
single Tribe Called Quest scenario.
it's kind of falling
Wow.
apart. You can glue it back. I didn't want to like put glue on it because, but you can glue it if you want.
Tribe Called Quest is so great, and this song in general is just perfect.
Yeah, it's a cool symbol.
This probably is my favorite thing that you sent along this time. It's Cat Stevens, Matthew and Son, but it also has new masters on it. So it's a double album. It's the first two albums as a dual pack. I don't even know how much this is worth. I'm assuming it's gotta be worth a little bit because I've never seen it, and it's old. It's, from the 60s. So awesome. I was rocking this today, actually. Love it, love it, love it so much.
You don't see a lot 2-for-1s, and you know what I mean.
Last two things real quick. I was rocking this other day too. This Donovan Cosmic Wheels.
Hell yeah.
God, is this, and I mean, we went over this, but it's beautiful, this gatefold. And what I love about Donovan, it's pretty much like, I love T-Rex and Mark Bolan, but I feel like Donovan is an extension of my love for T-Rex because he does a similar thing minus the glam elements, but it's still this cosmic kind of psychedelic, over-the-top universe shit that T-Rex did really well. He does it well, and he has a sense of humor about the stuff, and love it, love it, love it so much. Last thing was this Pandora's, which is so cool, from 1986. We got Kim Shattuck over here from the Muffs, so this is our first band, and awesome garage rock, 80s, can't beat it. So yeah, thanks, fam, love it.
I can't believe I found that.
Yeah.
I got 3 more.
That's sick.
TV on the radio.
Oh,
My wife likes these guys a lot, and she's seen them with Arcade Fire, like in a club, before they were popular. Both of these guys.
oh wow.
I know, so that's pretty cool. But we rocked this the other day, and it was pretty cool. There's a lot of hard beats. It's very, I guess it's like they're doing what everybody else is doing, like LCD sound system and Arcade Fire. It's just all like going into the beats. Like they're no different. So, but it's actually cool. It's weird on Harvest.
Yeah, it's interesting. You never see their stuff out there either. So that, once again, that's the first time I've ever come across anything.
I didn't know Harvest was putting out like records anymore. It's weird. Thank you so much for this.
Oh, that was straight out of my collection right there. That was in my stash. And when you said you didn't have it, I'm like, you gotta have it.
I always find it's all messed up. And I just like it's only 4 songs, but Brother and Got Me Wrong, man, those are really good songs.
Like, can you name too many? I can't name too many EPs that are more iconic than that SAP album by Alice in Chains. Like, everyone knows that album.
I know. Like, I guess we were more let down back then. Like, where's all the other songs? So,
Well, I know why it's so great.
Go ahead.
It's because the PV tones. The PV tones.
Oh, is that it?
They use PV amps for most of their stuff.
Yeah, this stuff sounds great. What was the last thing?
The last thing. Thank you so much, because my wife, she listens to this all the time, and I didn't know what his name was.
Yeah, this is another thing I forced on you.
I know. Here's the funniest part. So when I'm opening your package, she's playing this out in their bedroom. She was like folding clothes or something. And I'm playing this. And she's like, I'm playing it too on my phone. She's like, yeah, I listen to this all the time. I'm like, what the fuck? So it was really bizarre. But yeah. And it's got stickers in it, probably?
It's a box set, so it has stickers. It has how many tracks on there? 100?
I don't know. There's 5 CDs and a booklet with music in it, which is pretty sick. You know,
It has all the chords, so you can play along.
yeah, it teaches how to play them at the same time. More people should do that. That would be great.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Super stoked. Thank you so much. Life
Yeah.
is on that, so.
Glad you dug it. You know, sometimes I gotta force stuff on you because I'm just like, you're gonna like it. So I'm glad I do that sometimes.
Well, me too. So
So now we're here. Let's go to the comments real quick. We'll catch up. Lincoln's here. What's up, Lincoln?
what's up, Lincoln?
Lincoln, what's up, buddy?
I saw Lincoln the other day at the thrift store. He found a PS1 game, so he did better than I that day.
What did he find? PS1.
I think it was a racing game of some sorts. NG's in the house. Woo! And he's also asking if any of us come across Namco Museum 4 on the PS1, let him know. Been trying to find that game for years for a decent price. You always see Volume 1 and 2 for the Namco Museum. You never see 4. It is a pricey game, so I've never come across it myself either. Cool to see Nick back, NG says.
Oh, it's good to see you. Thanks, man. I've been quite busy at work the last couple of weeks, and it sucked I missed, but I'm back.
He's back now. Jackson says St. Vincent is just Bjork for normal people. I mean,
Bjork's way out there.
Yeah?
Listen to all her albums, but she's got some out there stuff.
Yeah, I mean, all right. It's a funny statement. I could see some parallels a little bit there. John's in the house, and he's playing in Drop C, and he says it's a pain in the ass.
Oh,
Heavy sound. Drop
well,
C.
yeah.
Richard Brian Kahn, you fuck around with Drop C?
I do, but I drop it to like a drop D, so I'm an A sharp in my band. But I use baritone strings. So if you don't use baritone strings, you're going to break strings constantly because they're not wound tight for that low droppage. So use baritone strings. Ernie
and
Ballman,
you probably want to make sure.
They're 13s.
Yeah, you probably want to make sure your neck is set up, right?
Yeah.
Like your guitar set up for that sound too. Yeah.
Yeah, you're just going to break strings if you're doing that.
What up?
Yeah. You got to get the right strings, bro.
Lincoln found Grand Tour Racing 98 on the PS1.
Oh, wow. Pretty cool.
So we're all caught up on the comments. Right now, we're going to get to the outsiders. We got outsider artists. This is fun. Dave came up with this idea, and I thought it was a clever thing to get us talking about some artists that are, kind of on the fringe, on the outside of things. And we all talked during the week. Not Grand Champ, so he's going to have to do it off the top of his head. But we do have some. I guess I'll go first because I got like music videos queued up. We'll see how many strikes we can get on this video before they shut it down.
Do you want to preface with what outsider music really is?
Yeah, I guess we could. To me, it was an artist that kind of goes against the grain, that is doing their own thing, that maybe is either bumming people out in some sort of way or doing something so different that no one else is kind of in the same scene with them. You guys add anything to that?
Yeah. Or doesn't know anything about music. If we're speaking music outsiders, that's
some people say that it's like, music that can't be replicated, again, but I don't really look at it like that.
Right.
Because you're kind of restricting yourself, like with that, kind of description.
Well, I'm gonna go first because it's easy because I got it all set up here. My first pick is a folk artist from the '60s. It's Phil Ochs, and he was very anti-establishment. He would call everyone out. It didn't matter if you were Pete Seeger, you're Bob Dylan. Like he claimed to be what was it, a left social democrat. So he was really to the left, and he believed in everything that he was singing and saying. And I do have a video pulled up so we can get a little sample of what he was doing. 'Cause a lot of people don't know about him, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I had to look it up. But it was cool. I went through all your picks.
All right, so here we go.
I cried when they shot Medgar Evers. Tears ran down my spine. And I cried when they shot Mr. Kennedy. Though I'd lost it, tears ran down my spine. And I cried when they shot Mr. Kennedy. Though I'd lost.
So gives you a little bit of an idea of what's going on there, but he was great. The fact that Bob Dylan was just like, I can't even hang around this guy because he's too radical for me. That's like a selling point for me. You talk about an outsider, like anti-war, just anti-everything, and he's pro-union. He's out there like playing all the places that you'd want him at, where the people were. So I love him, and he's one of those
Making
artists.
Pete Seeger look conservative.
The fact, yeah, he was calling out Pete in his lyrics and shit too. He was calling Pete out, saying that his followers were just there to kind of go along with whatever Pete was doing, as opposed to really thinking about what was going on. So pretty cool.
Oh wow, that's
he
cool.
put out a
Check it
greatest.
out.
Dave, do you want to go next?
Yeah. I think my first pick was Benjamin Smoke, who you actually introduced me to years ago, who was just like a phenomenal songwriter, just a complete social outcast, weirdo, died of Hep C in '99. He has a very Tom Waits-ish, like Nick Cave, gravelly voice, and they have a horn section in the band, and it's for some people obviously going to be like a hard listen, but I mean, he was openly gay at a time when that wasn't really acceptable. He would taunt the audience, like just a very to me, I look at him like a very Bowie or Iggy kind of personality, but not musically similar. Do you have something queued up?
I do have something queued up, so we'll play that right now.
Wearing my brand new Nike high tops, man. Waiting for UFOs.
Does a caged bird sing the same sad song? Oh, as a captured thief. It's something my body needs anyway to smell relief. Yeah, what we had before was beautiful, if not very brief. Well, you gotta call it love, I guess it's something to believe.
So that gives you a taste right there. Just powerful shit. Like it just it seems loose in the head, where it's like the chaos. You could see it in his eyes. Just
You
shit
could
ain't
feel like
quite right.
his mental illness. You know, he used to like perform in like a freight
Yeah.
press. Just crazy.
And I mean, how powerful
Yeah,
is
that's
it
what's
when he drops it and the band comes and they're just like, it's heavy. It's heavy as shit. Richard Brian Cohn, were you familiar with Benjamin Smoke?
I wasn't familiar with any of your picks. I had to look them all up.
All
But
right.
it's cool. So, but I didn't see anything.
uh,
All I saw from Benjamin Smoke was like when he had like black hair, like he was younger. So that looked like he was.
He had to have been close to
older.
dying in that live video that you just played.
Yeah, he didn't look very healthy.
I didn't see anything like that. I saw like whatever Wikipedia had when I looked them up.
There's a documentary that came out in 2000.
Yeah, I saw there was a documentary. I'm going to watch that actually. But like Wikipedia was like asking me for money too at the same time.
Oh, weird. NG said that guy sounds like he would murder me and then keep my body around for a couple weeks. I mean,
maybe
that would make him an outsider, I guess. If he...
Oh, yeah.
It's just weird. He gets no love from like the mainstream at all. Like you don't hear anything about him. Nobody, claims him as an influence or anything like that. It's really strange. It's like he was like blackballed from the industry or something.
Yeah,
probably like Dan.
Yeah,
Phil Ox was definitely banned from the mainstream.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the fact that he eventually Phil Ox ended up hanging himself.
Wow.
In his 30s, so everything was so heavy with mental illness on top of everything he was doing. Like it just was too much. Like he was like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. That's something. That's heavy. Richard Brian Cohn, do you want to go next?
So you want to? Guy has mental illness. Wesley Willis.
Wesley Willis.
Yeah. So I remember seeing him on MTV when I was young. And they were like interviewing him. I guess he had just gotten popular, kind of. It was weird to see him on MTV, and they're like, he's schizophrenic and just bizarre. So I remember I had a couple friends that like had internet, and stuff, and we would like watch stuff of his, and he was just saying the most like craziest stuff, and like an actual band would just be playing behind him like normally, and it was just like bizarre. So like I said, before I knew what an outsider artist was, like he was my first one that was like.
That's funny because me and Dave talked about it. Wesley Willis was like the first one too, where it was like too obvious. I'm like, everyone's gonna take that because that was the.
Yeah. But he was literally the first I saw on TV, like that like.
Yeah.
I knew of some of the others one of the others on my list, but I didn't really know like he was like an outsider artist. He was just a weird artist.
Well,
but yeah, the whole outsider artist thing is kind of new to me too, because I never really like delved in. But once I looked in there, it's like, oh, I like a lot of these bands.
It's like a rabbit hole that just goes deeper and deeper.
I have a video right now, so we'll get
yeah.
a
Rock McDonald's is sweet.
Rock and roll Jake McDonald's. Rock and roll suck my Jake McDonald's. Rock and roll McDonald's. Rock and roll McDonald's. The song's called Rock and roll McDonald's. McDonald's is a place to rock. Here's where somebody buy food to eat. Here's a good place to listen to music. You can clock in and just have some rock music. Rock and roll McDonald's. Rock and roll McDonald's. Rock and roll McDonald's. Rock and roll McDonald's. McDonald's will make you fat. They serve quarter pounders. They'll put pounds on you. Rock and roll McDonald's. Rock and roll McDonald's. Rock and roll McDonald's. Rock and roll McDonald's.
So that gives you a taste of Wesley Willis.
Oh.
That's light for Wesley Willis. Right?
That is on the light side. That was like his big hit too, was Rock and Roll McDonald's. But the first time I ever went to Chicago with my band, the River City Rebels, we went and played the Fireside Bowl. Lo and behold, Wesley Willis is there.
Wow.
So not knowing who Wesley Willis was, we met him the first time we played in Chicago. Now, fast forward 5 years later, come to find out, someone at Victory Records was like, do you guys know that Wesley Willis wrote a song about you? I'm like, no, what are you talking about? Look it up, try to find it. So the years later, I finally found a copy. He does River City Rebels is the song. And I'm not even sure what album it's on, but he talks about watching us perform that night at the Fireside Bowl.
Wow.
I mean,
awesome.
that's
right
crazy.
Full circle, bro.
Full circle, where I was like, man, like that's
is that on the internet?
I found it one time. I have it somewhere downloaded that I can share eventually, but it is out there. It does exist.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. On MTV back then, I'm like, if this guy is schizophrenic and can play music in front of people, I can, because I was like young, I had a band and stuff, but I never been like on big shows, like, or stuff we played, or most of us in this group. But just crazy. Just like, if he can do that, I can do it.
Yeah, a true outsider.
Yeah.
Grand Champ, what do you got, bud?
Yeah. So I've got one that's probably more I don't know. So I was thinking about it. Johnny Thunders. Now, he's more commonly known, but out of a lot of like artists that like are known for drug use and all this crazy shit, I feel like Johnny Thunders was like a true outlaw, that his music that was actually good. You always hear about Cobain and just, like he would like Johnny Thunders was a fucking madman. He really was. Like, from everything I've read anyways about him, he kind of like burned a lot of bridges and shit.
Well,
I don't know.
You're right, because I thought about it today too. I was like, you know what, Thunders would be a really good pick too, because he wasn't really part of that mainstream. He was on the outside of it, but doing really good rock and roll. But at the same time, you're fucking shooting up daily. You're shooting up on stage. You're just doing all this shit. Like, you're a real outsider, because no one wants to fucking be around you. That's scary. And
right, but his music was great, and it's, I guess for me, that there's sure, like, there's a lot of, drug addicts that made great music, but he never got like the reps like a lot of other people that were doing the same shit got, if that makes sense. I feel that way anyways, like the only people I really What was that, bud? I couldn't hear you.
He was always the influence of like the bigger, people that got bigger in rock and roll. Like he never.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a great selection.
Yeah.
For sure. I thought about the same thing. So.
Yeah, so that's my first.
All right, good one. I'm gonna go again. This next group, I actually got a chance to see them perform. We shared the same stage at Warped Tour with them. They played, and I just remember being like, "What the fuck is this?" It's a group composed of. There must have been some sort of school for disabilities and handicaps and stuff like that. But the teacher or director of the school put a band together called the Kids of Whitney High. And Mike Patton, I believe, released the albums too, which is a cool connection. But I've never seen anything like it. They wheel their members out. One's like eating their shirt like while they're singing. Like, they're just losing their minds on stage. So inspiring, and the songs are so catchy that we're all just like, this is incredible. Why does no one know about this? So I'll give a little bit of this, and you can kind of check it out as well. This is their song called Pretty Girls.
I see pretty girls everywhere I go, everywhere I go, everywhere I go. I see pretty girls everywhere I go, everywhere I go, everywhere I go. At the beach, at the mall, on the bus. Give me a yeah, another yeah. Once more. I see pretty girls everywhere I go, everywhere I go, everywhere I go. I see pretty girls everywhere I go, everywhere I go, everywhere.
That's so great. That's so that's so good. That's like today, like in the art punk scene, that would be like the biggest hit in the world if that came out again now, you know?
Yeah, so they were really active back in 2003, 2004. I think that's kind of roughly the time period. But wow, and like the album's really good too because every song is catchy. There's humor there. It's
Yeah. It's really it's that formula that just nonstop, it's stoppable. It's just, catchy, fun. You don't really have to, you can be anyone and get into it,
And good on Mike Patton. Mike Patton for releasing that.
Yeah, on Ipecac.
That's awesome.
Like I'm not a big fan of Mike Patton, but like that move alone is like, all right, I got to give you that one. That was smart. That was really well done to release that to the world. So yeah, that's my number 2 pick. Dave, you're up next.
All right. Next up, I had Simon Joyner. He might be a little more well known. He's from Omaha, Nebraska. Singer-songwriter, guy that influenced like Jillian Welch, Bright Eyes, Beck, a bunch of people. Has kind of like just him and a guitar most of the time. Has written a lot of songs, great songs, but he kind of has this way of like singing off key that's like I can't really describe it. Like it's he's just got a really unique voice and sound, and like he's just like you really don't really, he never like really materialized, into getting bigger than where he was at. He was just content with kind of influencing the local scene that he influenced, and then people kind of, found out about him from there, but never went beyond that. Some really good songs. I think they're all his albums are on compilations now, because he's written so many.
Yeah, it's weird. I've always known about him, but like I didn't really know about him. I got a tune we can play real quick and we'll discuss some more.
You're up to your necklace and drunk friends and wreckage from the new year. Stepped out of the past, the rose-colored glass, and dropped you off here. With a broken kazoo, a faded marijuana tattoo, and confetti in your hair. Now you're Jesus' age, but you've only been betrayed by the calendar. Your mother remarried after your father was buried in his sailor suit. Now she sells real estate, he floats in his grave, and neither has much to say to you. So
yeah, so you get that off-key singing right away.
It's charming in a way, though. it's charming in a way that brings you in. I think, like Dave said, it's sometimes it's things that like kind of capture your local scene and sense like makes people. Like RBK was saying that makes people think like, hey, if someone like that is doing it, I could in a weird way. Not that it's his voice is bad or anything, but it's just like
He
just
made it
does
work.
He's missing notes, but it doesn't really matter because the lyrics are there, the
That's what it
rhythm's
was
there,
about,
so
yeah.
all the components are there.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
I need to dive deeper into his stuff. I'm guilty of it. I know the name and I've always been aware of him, but didn't really know the story. So yeah, I think that's a great selection. RBK, you're up next.
All right. So my second pick would be Tiny Tim, a little ukulele player.
Ah.
TV when I was a kid. It kind of freaked me out, but I had always like watched videos of him, like when I first started getting YouTube. I would watch stuff where he was on TV back in the day, and it seemed like, and when I delved into like his history, it's like they used him a lot. He was pretty much just kind of like a circus performer in a weird way. It's like TV,
Yeah, he was
clubs,
novelty act.
they just used him. They didn't even pay him half the time.
Uh-huh.
I don't even think he cared. Like he was just happy dude. And he like the Tiptoe Through the Tulip song. But and he was kind of scary looking too. He looks like it's from a Tim Burton movie. But I remember even like my mom, like I'm pretty sure it's my mom. Like, she was kind of into him in a weird way, and like when I saw stuff on TV or anything, she'd be like, "Oh, Tiny Tim," and she'd just sit there and glaze at him.
Yeah, he was that novelty act.
You just sit there and watch, like you put a quarter in a machine or something and watch something. He's
Well,
great.
we got a song queued up. Let's get a little bit of it.
Oh, I'm so happy, happy-go-lucky. I just go my way, living every day. I don't worry, don't agree. Things that bother you never bother me. Things that bother you never bother me. I feel happy and fine, living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time. Having coconut, I don't need a lot, don't be a darling. Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time.
Wow.
He's like, man, but something
Does
about
anybody
him.
know the backstory, like about his life, or like how he even like?
I know he's from Manhattan. Like he's not like
NG.
a random person. He did go to school. He married some women that were like professors and stuff later on. Maybe because they liked him, seeing him as a kid. I have no idea.
I remember
It's
being
all-
on Howard Stern.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but like I know that like he was popular where he was from, like locally, and he would play random bars that no one played. Like he played gay bars and lesbian bars, I guess back in the day. For all week long, like he would just be, and he'd get paid like nothing, and he would sit there and play 6 hours a night at these places. Just
Jesus. I don't know if I could do I don't think I could do 6 hours with Tiny Tim, man. I mean,
he realized he could sing that high, and he just started doing it. Yeah. At first,
I mean,
lower. It's just bizarre.
when you go that high all the time, it's like about 20 minutes I might be able to make it because
Hey, he made a career. He certainly was an outsider to all the music industry. Like there's not a place that
yes, he was.
He stands by himself 100%. So you got to give him credit on that.
Yeah, he put out an album in '68 too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you find that on vinyl. It might be worth some money.
Yeah, I've never come across it, but Grand Champ, you're up next.
Well, all right. So this next pick, it's weird. I thought a lot about it, and I thought that this person fits the bill pretty good. Um, it's really odd because he is really popular um, on the underground scene. It's actually someone I played with before. I don't know if you guys know him, Pat the Bunny, also known Johnny Hobo and the Freight Trains. Now, um, it's really crazy because his music's super popular around the country. For I mean, he really got kind of famous for the freight train stuff. And he was a fucking madman. He's my age. He's not an older guy, but I mean, all the songs he wrote about were kind of like doing drugs and stuff. But there was so much charm and so much sing along aspect to his music that it captured a lot of people, and even someone like me who, you know, I mean, his songs are pretty much all about that stuff. But I mean, he was, you know, essentially a complete outsider that somehow had nothing, and his music got famous around the country. I played with him in the Harmony parking lot one time before Tinderbox show. Yeah, so it's kind of crazy. Like if you go on YouTube and see all the hits, he does. And anyways, he later sobered up, and he doesn't like playing any of that Johnny Hobo stuff. And he's been he released a band record, the Wingnut Dishwasher Union. It's really kind of cool stuff. And he's straight up, it's an outlaw, man.
From?
I mean,
Where's
if you
he
listen
from?
to that early Johnny Hobo stuff, it's from Brattleboro. Yeah,
He is. All right. That's what I thought. All right. That makes sense.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But I mean, for a guy like my age, he's not that old. But like, if you look at his music, it's got a lot of plays. He's quite
because
known.
it has millions of plays, so he's very, very popular. And yeah, not a bad pick. Yeah, NG had brought him up last week, so yeah, it's funny. It's crazy, Brattleboro though. That's right down the road.
Yeah, look.
Good selection. My next pick, I went with one that is maybe I think is an outsider because it's so different and so weird, especially for electronic music. It's just, it warms my heart when I see it. Every time I see it, I make everyone watch this because the performance and what this guy does is unlike anything else. I don't care what you say. The artist is Silver Rio, and he's from Mexico. And he's got some age now. He's a little bit older. He's older than most DJs. So this guy is.
Oh yeah.
It's odd. It's very odd that he's but he's doing his own thing. I think a true outsider. So we're gonna share it, and then we'll talk a little bit here.
He rules. Let's do this.
Oh, he is the best. So here we go.
I need to add him on my Facebook.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Dude, this is crazy. This takes a
Thank you.
Oh, just the best showman in electronic music history. I don't care what you say. That is like the Iggy Pop of electronic music. He gives no fucks. I don't care what he's singing about. It's fierce. He's an outsider, hands down.
That energy. Is that a punk show or what? I mean,
He gets shut down a lot too. He always gets shut down.
Yeah.
Wild out. People go nuts when he plays. It's crazy.
And he's getting older now, so he like performs on like talk shows, morning talk shows in Mexico. He'll go in. He just like strips down. He's all fat. He's got a gut, and he doesn't care. He's just like he's still rocking it.
Does he have a following in the U.S.?
I don't meet anyone else that is a fan of Silverio. But if Richard Brian Kahn, you're probably a little more connected to that scene.
I just remember seeing his videos and talking to Dan about him. And Dan's like, yeah, he rules. I'm like, damn. So, like, he's great. He has, like, cool shows. Like, you should check out some of the places. He just plays random places, too. And a lot of them get shut down. Like, they're just packed with people, and they're all like,
yeah, they're going nuts. NG, yeah. Look up Silverio. There's all kinds of footage.
It's hard. It's great.
Grand Champ, did you not like Silverio?
No, I loved it. I loved it. It reminded me if like Matt Mazer got in a room and had a pool party with all his friends, you know, but times 10 or 20. You know, just
more dangerous.
going off. Yeah, but it had the charm though. It was dangerous and fun, but it also had charm. You know, it's weird.
All right, so Dave, you're up with your last selection here.
Next up, I had Hana Tarash, which is like a Japanese noise artist that was active like in the 80s from like 84 to 98, I think. It's like unconfirmed when they stopped playing, but like they're a big part of this thing called like danger music, where they would like you'd have to sign a waiver before you go to the show, and like they would throw like Molotov, you know, he would use like industrial tools to make his music and in one of the shows he actually drove a bulldozer through the building of the concert venue, and that was like all recorded on audio.
Well,
no.
I mean, I love it. I wasn't familiar with this, so like we'll bring it up here. This is some harsh shit. Here we go.
It's all hard. Harsh.
Got banned from like pretty much every venue in Japan where they were from. Just really hard listen, but I guess it's something you'd have to be there for, you know, to really like get the full experience.
That's the 80s too. So
yeah,
they were doing that shit way before.
Yeah,
like Merzbow and everybody else.
Melt Banana and shit like that.
Yeah.
I have
all right, good selection right there. Yeah, that's a deep pull for certain. Richard Brian Kahn, you're up next.
Well, on that harsh noise, like my buddy in Full of Hell, he like puts out stuff like that. It's kind of unlistenable, but well, I don't want to hate on it, but he's into all that stuff. It's great. My last pick was Felonious Monk. I picked him because, you know, I like a lot of jazz stuff, and I figure like he's basically like the outcast of all jazz musicians. 'Cause he didn't conform to like their style, and he created styles that they took back in the day. Played a lot in B flat, so like Monk's Dream, and like a lot of he has quite a few songs that like Miles Davis did on his albums, and John Coltrane did. He played in very bizarre chord structures, and he used a lot of sixths, a lot of dissonance, and he used percussion as his hitting. He would like hit keys like with his hands, not like he wasn't like really playing stuff. Sometimes he was just like, people called him an elephant on the piano. But I always liked him because like one quote he had, he said, "There's no wrong note on a piano." I'm like, wow. His mind was like out there, and he wore like a suit, nice little hat, and a tie, smoked a lot of cigarettes, and he'd get up and dance during his shows. Like he'd just be like, I'm just gonna get up and let the bass and the drums play, and I'm gonna dance around. I'm gonna come back and do what I do. It's almost like I mean, there's no other person that sounds like him as far as a jazz pianist. So I think he's in a class of his own. And it's hard, like you can't play his songs. They're really hard to do, I would say.
Well, we got a little sample here. Yeah, all those odd chords, just real dissonant, like shouldn't work at all, but it does work.
He played like every note you wouldn't play, basically. It's amazing, like what his brain.
It's like the Black Flag. The Black Flag of jazz.
Jazz.
Yeah. So check him out. Like he's got some good stuff, man. Like a lot of it's like you'll listen to it and you'll be like, "Is this out of tune?" Because he's just like in another world on that piano. But he's got some really good classic tracks.
I'm sure some of it was out of tune.
Yeah. But he was all about
my last pick.
and dissonance. Good, but
oh, I couldn't go ahead. I have like a lag going on with this stream right now, so it's kind of weird. But my last pick, you guys might know, and I don't know if he's perfect for this, but to me, he is. The local guy that's been around since the 70s, Johnny Earthquake. To me, he's an outlaw. To me, he does the spectrum. He has surf rock. He has like punk songs. He has like rockabilly songs. To me, he's done it consistently for so long. I mean, across the spectrum. I mean, he has sing along that you like. It's all there. He has like folk songs. He's done bluegrass stuff, like all in the key of his own will. But to me, I think it's kind of pretty outlaw. He's never really tried
It's
to
outlaw, but
make
we're
it
talking
big.
outsider. He's definitely an outsider that's been playing independent music since the 70s, and it was there with Gigi Allen and was consistently. Well, if you say, Johnny, I have $25, will you come play my basement? He's like, I'll be there. Don't worry about it. Has members come in and out of his band like
yes.
It's like changing underwear. It's like no big deal. It's like, I got a drummer for this show. He's never played with us. Here we go.
And he's done it for so long.
If you were in the local punk scene in New England, you pretty much like for sure know who he is. You know, he's just a staple, like for a lot of kids' childhoods. You know, like my teenage years, just like I'm sure yours, Nick. Like he was there. Like even though we were in different towns, he was here. You know, and he was playing up by you, and then as you get older, you know it's.
Yeah, and I mean just a driving force. I mean the guy still at his age plays 2 to 3 times a week. It's insane.
Well, this is him performing
I mean,
like a month ago, so we're gonna play it real quick.
So that's my buddy Lee playing bass.
So yeah.
And they just wanted to do an instrumental surf record, but they have punk records, they have steel string guitar. I mean, it's across like country. They do like country kind of stuff sometimes too, like in the sense of just like outlaw country, like covers of Gigi Allen songs, and it's. I mean, look him up. I mean, there's video of him playing in the '70s, and he's been doing it forever.
Oh, yeah.
And he still works at the post office, and he has 2 fucking color Converse on, 2 different color Converse on. And I saw him when I was 15 at fucking Zero Gravity, and it's changed my world forever. He's still doing it. And you know what? He put out so many bands, songs, and records on his own dime. That's another thing. His sampler CDs. So it's crazy.
Yeah, he's done all kinds of great stuff. A true outsider in all respects.
I like that. What were some of you guys' picks that you didn't pick tonight?
I mean, Gigi Allen obviously could have been on there.
Yeah,
that was too
that
obvious.
was another.
I mean, Rabbit was on there, but I thought they were too popular that it wouldn't make any sense.
I remember Lil B.
Yeah, I thought about putting him on mine too. Yeah.
Oh, I almost did, because I mean, he was like him and I guess Soulja Boy. They were the first to put like their own videos, rap videos.
Yeah.
And he had so many, and they were terrible. And we would just watch them back in the day and just laugh. But
he was like the first meme rapper,
Yeah, he had like dirty shoes on, try to act like he could fuck your bitch. And but I had him in Weird. What about
3-6 Mafia?
Oh, 3-6. I had Weird Paul too. Video game guy.
Oh, Weird Paul could have been on there. Yeah.
I mean, he's been making weird songs since he was a kid. Blogging him, I guess he was a blogger. And I had Blind Fury. He was a battle rapper, the blind battle rapper that would crush everybody.
I'm not familiar.
I'm not familiar.
Look him up.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Blind Fury, white dude, blind, just crushes everybody in battle raps. It's amazing. What about you guys? Any others? Not Kurt Cobain, right? Nick, you picked Kurt Cobain?
I was gonna pick Viper. He was another rapper similar
Not
to
Kurt.
Lil B. As he's like in his 40s or like early 50s, and he's still like making just putting out songs every just a machine of just putting out these songs, and it's very similar to Lil B, where it's like a lot of it's.
Yeah, Adam Doom. I know he's more popular, but I mean that dude.
Yeah, outsider for
Talk about
sure.
that.
I still don't know what he looks like, actually. Really good rapper.
Well, I heard that he had like huge anxiety. That's why he came up with the mask, like to go on stage. I don't know if that's true or not, but
So he died of cancer or something. He had an illness and he hid it for a long time and just died.
Yeah, he just died the past year.
Yeah, he didn't let anybody know. I mean, I guess his family knew he was going to die. It's crazy. He's got those albums with Ghostface. Yeah, like he's all over the place. It's a shame, but yeah, he's got a really awesome backlog in that band.
Yeah.
I first listened to him when the album called
What?
My brother wants to know why Nick is yelling.
Yeah,
Great
man.
World Series, bro.
Oh, Ryan, these fucking headphones I have on fucked everything up. These are like new headphones I got. The funny thing about these headphones is that the dude whoever lived in my house before me 6 years ago when we bought the house sent these. And I don't know where he lives, so I've just been using them. So it's weird. He must have used an old debit card to buy something recently, and they sent them to me, and I don't know where the dude lives because it's been 6 years. So I was like, well, they're mine. Plus, I'm always loud.
Yeah, that's true. Well, that's going to wrap it up this week. We've been at it for an hour and 12 minutes. This has been a fun discussion on outsiders and music, and yeah, the list could have went on and on. We'd be here all night doing this. Dave, good topic, good choice.
Dave, great job.
Next week we'll come up with another topic, I'm sure. I don't know what that topic's going to be, but we'll think of it in the next couple of days.
Need a hot topic.
Anyone got a hot topic for next week?
Maybe in the comments, I'll leave a hot topic. Who's doing
hot
dishes?
topic?
Are you doing fucking dishes right now, Grand Champ?
Bro?
No, I actually screwed something up.